Hello everyone, this is me. I'm at Turbary Common, as you can see, local nature reserve. Been doing this a few times and I thought I'd give you a little guided tour of what I've seen so far. Now this is a public open space, but it's fenced off literally to keep animals in. When they had the animals, as far as I'm aware, there are no cattle here anymore, but once upon a time there were, and now it's just a nature reserve for lots of plants and trees and birds and stuff like that. But on my first walk here, oh no, it's interesting, up until this happened, this whole business, I'd only ever popped in here briefly. I think it was last summer for one night, just for a very quick walk. I didn't really go that deep into it. And now I've explored it a lot further. Quite often when there's no one.
0.6 miles.
So there's about 40 acres here and it's pretty much untouched. It's very overgrown. It's the largest heathland in Bournemouth, if that's an interesting fact or not. I'll try not to bore you with too many historic facts because, to be honest, there's so many of them. This place dates back to like 1100 or something, with the Iron Age man and Neolithic man and Paleolithic man and all sorts of men. Very old men. But no, it was in the bit I'm going to come up to in a while was a flat kind of area where most people just seem to walk their dogs, and that was a big farm where, if you ever come here, you'll see at certain points there's a little sign saying Gulliver's Trail. Well, Isaac Gulliver is a character. He was a smuggler, actually, land owner and wine merchant, and he bought Pitt's Farm, which was like in 1775, I remember, and he turned it into a farm. And then, but he was quite a character, and not far from here there was a pub called the Smugglers, which long since closed, but that's why all these pub names have a bit of history. So this is what they call, it's near Pool Lane is in the distance, so this is just Pool Lane Meadows, they called it. Now I'm going to walk across the centre because I want to take you on a particular route where there's a little bit of forest at the end, which backs onto the industrial estate. But much like last Sunday when I did my walk through Talbot Woods, it's an absolute gorgeous day today, which is why you've got a few people about. Hope this is all coming out okay. So I was saying about how I hadn't been here before until this, and now I'm exploring it. But I actually drive past this every day on my way to work and back, and I'd often wonder what was here. So it's just vast, and evidently they do, although I've not seen any, but they do organised nature trails. But I should imagine all that's stopped for obvious reasons. If anyone's interested in some of the extended history of this area, I've got to be honest, it is quite dull, but I can put a link in the comments if you're interested at all. It doesn't have the same magic or appeal, I think, that Talbot Woods and Village does. also try not to make this too long, but I do want to take you right up to where the woods are at least. There's another shorter walk I can do in about 20 minutes altogether, just if I want a brisk walk after my dinner, just to walk it off, which I found as a little short loop. Over to the left, you can just about see in the distance, that's literally the main road, so I'm not far from where I live at all. It takes me about 10 minutes to walk here, and then I can come out the other side and do a circle. Hello Roger, hello Luke. So as you can see, I'm turning into a version of John Craven. This is a primer before you start watching a proper nature programme later on. Country file. Beautiful day. And it's protected, this land. They're not allowed to build anything on it. You can't cycle on it. You can't have a caravan or anything. I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's just there, isn't it? Look. Mighty oak trees. There's a lot of those here. The funny thing is about these walks I've been doing is I've never done them before, obviously, and I've only done them at times I would have had free anyway, which means I've just been lazy and not getting out. Always found something else to do, but actually I've not, it's not taken me out of some other time which I would do, like if I'm early evening after dinner. I suppose the odd private lesson would take place at 7 o'clock, but I only have about 2 of those a week anyway. So you can see we're now coming up to the back of the housing estate, all part of Turbary Park Road is the one I came in on. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk into the woods here, which is quite nice. And on that website, I did a bit of research and couldn't find anything that interesting at first. And then I found some character had put literally the most ridiculously detailed history of everything and everyone that was here. Person. Look at that. Right, I'm not going to go fully into that because I want to do this bit of this walk here. Because years ago a storm occurred which caused some very large trees to fall down, and it's actually one of the pictures on the website where it says the fallen oaks. Wasn't it as you? Oh no, wait. Here indeed are those fallen oaks. You could film like a horror film or a rock video or anything here. It's magnificent. And if you come at the right time of day, you wouldn't see anyone. Check that out. Okay. And I'm going to make my way back to the first walk I did, which connects. So it's a bit of a curvy route I'm taking here. So. As you can imagine, this place is vast and you can do different routes all the time and see something new, but like I say, there's not a lot other than trees and grass and certainly no wildlife. I saw the odd bunny rabbit. So what's everyone doing today? Have you been out? Have you been walking anywhere interesting? Where do you get your exercise from? Do you go out? Quite lucky to have this within such a close proximity to where I live, in that I can just pop out. You know, I don't have to get in the car, I don't have to park anywhere. I can just, it's about the same distance as it was to Toby village last week. I can't imagine this being farmland years ago, because there's very little evidence of flat areas where people would do that. Look at this tree up here. Never thought I'd say that. The size of it. Got here, sound lizard. I'm going to try and connect this back up to the shorter route, like I said earlier on. Anyway, for those of you who can't get out of the house or don't want to get out of the house for whatever reason, obviously this is a great place to just walk and not see a soul usually, and gets me a bit of exercise. I'm surprised actually at what difference I've felt even just doing a few walks, because I literally did like no exercise at all for years, and I'm noticing the difference. It's not making me any more tired of an evening though, I've got to say. Staying up crazy hours in the morning, but it's been fun. That's part of this whole thing that I quite enjoy. It's having those open-ended days, but that will all change next week when I start my sort of day job from home. So what I'm doing here, I'm coming up to this Bull Lane Meadows again, the flat bit, as I used to call it, where I'll take you a different way back and just show you the first walk I did. Because it's not because I got nothing to do. The strange thing is, in all this time, what are we into the 4th week now? I've actually not got around to doing any of the things I wanted to do, like painting and decorating or writing or recording, and it's just been, I think I lost a lot of motivation to do any of those things and just let time go by. But if all I can take away from this experience is these walks, I think I definitely will do it, keep it up. Well, we'll see about that. But probably what I'll do is go to some different places, but I thought I'd show you at least where I live so you can check out how wonderful this public open space. So this would have been the Pitts farm where the smuggling happened, I should imagine. All over this town actually, Camford Cliffs rather. Hi Martin, Jim. When I first came out here, I think it was early evening. It was still quite dusk then. It wasn't, you know, the evenings weren't as light, and it's quite spooky. Like it is walking through the woods as well. But that's part of the fun for me. Ooh. Hello, Pete. That ringtone, by the way, for messages on Facebook is the same one that they have when they've got a text on Love Island. I just thought it'd be fun. Look at the sky. It's the best day we've had since last Sunday, actually, because it's been a little bit chilly. I've been, even last night, I had my small heater on in the room, whereas I hadn't up until a few days ago. I expect I won't tonight. Now, on my first foray into this place, I noticed there's a lot of well-trodden paths that must have been kept up for years, even some of the really small ones deep into the woods. So people have been traipsing through this heathland for years and just keeping that going. And that fascinates me because, like I say, I'd not, up until this week, or last week, walked into here at all. Having lived here, well, all my life really. It's not far from where I was born. So I haven't moved that far in all the places I've lived in. So just over there, the left there, you can see the houses. That's Turbary Park Road. So it's really not that far, and you can see the other side as well. So it's not that wide really, is it? It's just long. The interesting thing about these walks I found as well is that, because I've not done anything like this for so long, is you can walk around for an hour and not even think about, oh, my legs are a bit tired, or blimey, I can feel that. But it's kind of like, at the end of it you think, well, I could have gone on longer actually, but I think probably an hour's enough in one go. Anyone still watching? Even I'd have switched off by now. So this small path, getting smaller, takes you down to the I'm doing a bit of a dog leg actually. I'm going to go back on myself, but through a different path. It's funny because this is, like I say, a public open space, and obviously people walk their dogs and come and get some exercise, but in actual fact you never see anyone kind of looking after it, anyone official. I'm just cutting across it, save a bit of time. Look, and there's a nice seat where you can enjoy that view. Right, I am going back up on myself, and I know that seems weird, but all would become apparent. You can get a better view now of up there is my road, the bottom half of it. So a lot of those bungalows will literally be backed onto this as they're part of their back garden. Okay, this is one of Gulliver's trails again. The signs are really small actually, just on posts, but he was at Isaac Gulliver, who's the smuggler. So presumably, I don't know why they've cleared all this. I did see something on a poster here saying they were trying to return it to some of its former glory, but obviously that's all stopped. It seems strange to anyone. It's a bit Wayne's World, that, isn't it? Does this seem weird to anyone? That there's quite a large path here and clearing either side. What would they do that for? Right, we're nearly coming to the end of this. So I'm sorry it's been a bit dull, but I thought I'd show you where I live very close to and can come and have a... God, I'm turning into Gordon Ramsay. Who noticed that Gordon Ramsay always talks in very short sentences to build the drama of what he's cooking. I'm just at the at this bit very soon. There's a little gate. And so all the gates that are here, there's loads of them, are not to stop people cycling really. Apparently the fencing was put up to stop the cattle getting out, but there ain't no cattle here anymore. I think about 1970 they got rid of that. I won't go up any further. I did that and basically it just comes up to the back of the housing estate. But here is where we're going to end today's little journey, because I'm walking up to the gate that leads onto the road, and this road, when I follow it back, will take me back onto where I live. Not far at all, about another 10-minute walk. So there you have it. Little brief tour of Turbary Common, and thanks for watching, if indeed you still are. Save this.